this project, you can use any type of yarn. I'm just going to be using this cotton yarn. It's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. And with this, I'm using a size 3.5 hook. You will also need a pair of scissors, yarn needle, and a stitch marker. So to begin, we're going to start with a slip knot. So grab your yarn like this, and we're going to make a loop and hold on to it. Go into the loop, grab the long yarn and just pull, and this is your slip knot. Now grab your hook and insert and just tighten it around the hook. From here, we're going to start chaining, and we're going to chain the length that fits around your head. So how you chain is yarn over and pull through. That's one. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, like so. So you want to continue chaining until it fits around your head, but make sure it's not too loose because it will stretch just a little bit once you finish the project and put it on. So give a bit of room for that. So once it fits around your head snug, we will continue for the next row. So I'll meet you at the end. So for now, just keep chaining. And also when you're chaining, make sure you're not making it too tight because we are going to be working into these loops on the way back down, and not make these chains too tight. So for me, I made 77 chains, and that's what fits around my head. And remember, you can make as many chains as you want depending on the size of your head. Just make sure it's not too loose because it will stretch out just a tiny bit once the headband is finished. So keep that in mind. And now we can move on to the second row. So to start the next row, we're going to be working in the back loops. So if we're chaining this way, you want to turn your work in the back like this, and you will see these bumps in the back. So this is the front, and when you turn it, you can see the bumps right here. So that's what we're working into. And we're going to be making half double crochets. So to begin, we're going to start with skipping 2 chains, not the one that the hook is in, not the second one, but we're going to be working into the third. So turn your work in the back, and you will see first bump, second bump, and the third bump right here. This is what we're working into. So you want to yarn over, bring your hook and insert it into that bump in the back, like so. Then you want to yarn over and pull up a loop. So now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1, 2, and 3 all the way. And that's your first half double crochet, and we can mark this so we remember where the first one is, like that. So now we can move on to the next. So we want to yarn over and go into the next bump. So this is the front, you turn it in the back, you can see the bump. So yarn over, insert your hook into that bump in the back, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So 1, 2, and 3, like so. And we repeat the same thing. So yarn over, insert into the next bump right here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and we repeat. So yarn over into the next bump, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So from now, you just continue making these half double crochets in the back loops all the way until we get to the very last one, and I can meet you back here to start the next row. So for now, just keep making half double crochets. And now I'm crocheting into the last stitch right here, just like normal. So once you finish half double crocheting all the way until the very last one, to start the next row, we're going to chain 2. So yarn over 1 and 2 and flip your work this way. So now we're going to start half double crocheting into these stitches. So to start, these 2 chains that we just made don't count as a stitch, they're just for the height. So to do the first stitch, we're going to yarn over and insert into the very first stitch right here. So these are 2 chains we just made, and this is the very first stitch we're gonna go into. So if you can see closely, this is our 2 chains we just made, and this is our first stitch right here. And if you look at it from the top, you can see the V. So this is what we're going to be working into right here. So we're going to yarn over and insert into the first one right here. This is what it looks like from the top. There's a V. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now for this row, this is our first half double crochet. So if you want to mark it, you can as well to make it easier for yourself. You just mark that so we know this is our first stitch of this row. So now we move forward again. So we yarn over and go into the next stitch right here. So insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through. Again, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops like that. So it should start to look something like this. And now you're just going to continue making half double crochets all the way down until you reach the stitch marker. I can meet you here to show you how to start the next row once more. So for now, just keep making half double crochets all the way down. So now I have a few more stitches left for this row. And this is my last one right here, and that's why it's good to mark your stitch, especially in the beginning, because it's very easy to skip it over. So we have the very last one left. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So now that we're done with our second row, we can move on. So we chain 2 again. So 1, 2, and turn our work this way. And now we repeat the exact same thing that we did here, which is to start half double crochets again. So the chain 2 again doesn't count as a stitch, so we're going to yarn over, insert into that first stitch right here, the first V right here, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So that's our first half double crochet of this row, and again we can mark this like so. So now we do the exact same thing. We move on to the next stitch, insert half double crochet, half double crochet, and so on. So from here the pattern is the same, so you just keep going half double crochet until you reach the end, and you do the exact same thing that we just did, which is chain 2, turn, half double crochet, chain 2, turn, and so on. And you can make as many rows as you want, which is how wide your headband will be. So technically you can even stop here if you want a thin headband. So from now, just make as many rows as you want, and I will meet you at the very end. So I'm actually going to stop at this row, which is, I believe, my third row, and I will show you how to finish off. So once you've completed your last stitch, we're going to chain one like this, and we're actually going to cut off the yarn. I'm going to leave a bit off because this is what we're going to use to sew in both sides together. So I will leave maybe this much and cut it off, and you just want to pull through, and this secures the yarn, and now you're left with this tail, and this is what we're going to use to sew it together. So take your yarn needle and put it through like this. We're going to grab our other side. You can also take off the stitch marker, we don't need it anymore. So you just want to align the two sides together, and we're just going to sew them shut. And there's also no definite stitches here like there is here, so there's no right or wrong place to stitch through here. So just gauge where you would like to put the stitches on both sides. So for me, I'm just gonna go through, for example, right here. I'm gonna go through the other side and just pull through like so. Now from this side, I will go through the next stitch, through the next stitch of this side, and just pull through, and continue the same way. So now from this side, I will go through next stitch of the other side, and just pull through. And at this very last one, I'll just go in one more time like this. And at this point, all we have left is to weave in these ends before we start with another color to do a border, which is completely optional. So I'm just going to come out from here, and I will start to weave in this end so we can hide it. And you can do this along any of these stitches. So I'll just go here and pull, go up this way and pull like so. Once you feel like it's secure, you can just cut it off. And we can do the same with this piece as well. So now this is what your headband should look like. This is the front, this is the back that we just worked through. Now, of course, you can just leave it like this, and this can be your headband. But if you want to know how to make a border with another color or even the same color, I'm going to show you. So you want to start where the seam is. So we end where the seam is. So anything that's being woven in will be all in around the same area, but technically you can start at any point of the headband. So you want to pick any of the stitches here to start from. So we'll go through here, grab your new color. I'm going to hold on to it like this against the project so it's easy to hold. I will yarn over and pull it through the stitch like this. Now we're going to chain one so we secure it, and there we go. And now we're just going to make one single crochet all the way around. So the first single crochet will be in the same stitch that we just worked through, because this doesn't count as a single crochet, it's just a chain to secure the yarn. Take our hook and insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through like this. You can mark this with a stitch marker, but it's pretty easy to see because it's a different color. So now we're going to go into our next stitch right here. You can see on top it's a V. If you spread them apart, you can see which ones are your next stitches. So right here is our next one. So I'm going to insert, and I'm also going to keep this tail on top of my yarn so we don't have to weave it in later. So it just gets hidden as we crochet. So keep it on top of your yarn, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through, making a single crochet. Now again, we go into our next stitch like this, keep the tail on top of our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Next stitch, yarn over, pull through. And as you can see, the tail is being hidden very seamlessly as you're holding on to it. So you're just going to make single crochets all the way around until we come back here, and I will show you how to secure it and finish it off. So for now, just keep doing single crochets all the way around. So I've been making single crochets all the way around and I'm almost finished, so I can show you how to close it off. So I have a few more left. So I worked through all the stitches that we had left, and now I'm going to slip stitch onto that very first one that we made. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch that we made, like so, yarn over, pull through, and pull through all the way, like so. Now we can chain one to secure, and we can cut off the yarn, pull through, and you have a little tail left again. And we do the same thing, so grab your yarn needle, and we're just going to hide this, so we'll go in the back again, and I'm just gonna go through these blue stitches. You can go through any of the stitches anywhere here, but I'm just going to only go through the blue so it hides better. And pull through. I will do just a few more and pull. And now I'm just gonna go back up, just skip the very last one that we just made so we don't unravel the work. And I'm just gonna go back up. And once you feel like the yarn is secure enough, you just cut it off. This is from that little tail that we were hiding as we were crocheting, so we can also cut that little bit off if you have any showing. So now we will do the same exact thing on this side. So you will do exactly what we did for this blue row, you will do here. So attach your yarn, single crochet, slip stitch to close, and hide the yarn, and you're finished.